Tesla introduced autopilot driving system with Model S in 2014. Autopilot is an advanced driving feature whose current version of Tesla Model S does not render vehicle autonomous, Tesla says in its website. It's an argument in claiming Tesla autopilot is semi-autonomous. Tesla says that drivers must agree to keep an hand on the wheel and maintain control of their vehicle before they enable the system. But in the recent display of autonomous capabilities, Tesla claimed 100% autonomous, that is autopilot. Red Flag Act. Officially, it is Locomotive Act 1865 in England. The act followed intense lobbying from horse-drawn carriage owners and the public railway industry. Many such offensive assertions claimed to end this law around 1903 with an amendment to the Locomotive Act. If you wonder who am I talking to, for your curiosity, I am Vasan. Today I am going to talk about the intricacies of this act and its relevance in 22nd century. Speaking what for 22nd century? It's none other than autonomous vehicles AV. Okay, which plays a paradoxical syndrome in every human brain. No wonder humans have this discomfort when anything comes out of the box. Because the box we see is the world for us, is the universe for us. We have refuted inside us, though we appreciate the bizarreness of dreams in technology. Self-driving cars have plotted the way for the future, but it has never been a smooth drive. There were times people worried about cars exactly because they had human drivers. In 1890s, a person driving without an aid of a second intelligence was a real concern. Cruise control and collision aversion has been supplemented by cars. Imagine it was the cars in those days. And the cars were supplementing AI. It was strongly believed by Alfred Sennett that human drivers were lacking intelligence of a horse in shaping the path. And even today, distracted driving is the cause of the accidents, the major cause of the accidents. But developing algorithms emphatically grouping and pressing the minds of AI developers. So the challenge isn't simple for autonomous vehicles as well. The key factors concerning the autonomous vehicles are traffic conditions, weather conditions, road conditions, radar interferences, accident liability, speed, the biggest concern for both autonomous vehicles and horse-drawn cars. According to Red Flag Act, horse-drawn car can travel 10 to 15 miles per hour. But with a car, one can drive 4 miles per hour, though the automobile capacity was of 40 miles per hour in those days. The Automobile Act limitations was so that one could drive faster by bicycle. The limitations was so prohibitive than preventative. Autonomous vehicles may have to undergo all these symptoms of hindrances in the initial days. AV manufacturers are synthesizing all the hypotheses in ethical, moral, and individual liability aspects. The best example that I can quote for you is trolley problem, and one more, unavoidable accident. Shifting our focus to Red Flag Act now. Britain superfluously directed self-propelled vehicles to be led at walking pace by someone waving the red flag. In 1895, a New York Times very aptly pointed out, Red Flag Act was served to destroy the usefulness of a horseless carriage. The law was written specifically for steam-powered locomotives, but it was so broad it applied to the horseless carriages when it was emerged. With no difference in recent times, lawmakers are retroactive when it comes to AV. There are no specific guidelines for AV to onboard. Rather, it is being considered as a fictional and hyperbolic. John Henry Knight fought Red Flag Act with a recalcitrant attitude. In 1895, he built a vehicle specifically to garner police attention and in turn raise the public awareness of the old law. A year later, it was repealed and replaced by the Locomotive Act on highway, which allowed the vehicles to travel between 12 to 14 miles per hour. There was an emancipation rally where a crowd gathered and a well-known politician tore up the red flag. It was still being celebrated today. The argument was stubborn that an automobile can well under control of its driver than a horse-drawn carriage can possibly be. Both steering and the brake power are much more perfect. That could reduce the danger. Tesla arguably developing its own algorithm to phase out human drivers and rephrasing this argument to better AV be fully under control than a human driver. We are comfortable with speed, but we are worried about people driving with the aid of a second intelligence AI. Tesla and other automobile companies are taking creative nices with a second string. AI is now the bigger show for the automobile industry. Time and technology will decide the right things for the human and nature. Autonomous vehicles are futuristic and they are self-assured with more confidence. The courage that we show will put an end to all the prohibitive laws that may slow down the rise of autonomous cars. By this, I'm signing off and it's my great pleasure presenting this to you. Take care. See you in the another video.